We basically assist people and support them with any housing, welfare benefit and debt issues. So we take referrals from anybody, from self-referrals, but we also work alongside probation, Thurrock Council, inclusion, community mental health teams. So we do get a lot of regular referrals from other professionals, but also any member of the public can call in. We do a daily drop-in service here at the Beehive from Monday to Friday between 10:30 and 4 every day. You don't need appointments for that, you can just drop in. But obviously we do take appointments for people that need, if they're coming in their lunch hours or whatever, we take appointments. We also do an outreach service, so one member of staff works on the outreach team, and so they go out, because there's a lot of people that struggle with bus fares, train fares, etc., to get into Grays if they're homeless or whatever. So we do one on a Monday morning at Chadwell Library, the hub, Monday afternoon at South Ockenden Hub, Tuesday morning at Inclusion Visions in Grays, and Tuesday afternoon in the hub at Purfleet, Wednesday morning at Tilbury Hub.
Okay.
So we have a member of staff go to all of those and sit there for people again to just drop in any time, or they can make appointments between those times.
Yeah.
We work alongside Thurrock Council a lot. They actually, and people that go to them with housing issues that they don't have a duty of care for, so they don't need to provide housing, then they will automatically send and refer them to us. We have an agreement with them that if the client is homeless, for example, and they don't have the money that's required for the rent in advance or deposits, Thurrock Council will loan them the money, and then they will pay us to pay the landlord. So we can help people that way. But that obviously that's not always guaranteed. It depends on the person's circumstances, etc., whether Thurrock Council, are able to do that for everybody, because otherwise I think the money might run out. So they have to have an assessment with Thurrock Council for them to decide whether they can assist with that. But they do it a lot. So we have several landlords we use. The majority of our landlords are for single persons. And they will notify us when they have any rooms available. A lot of ours are HMOs, which are houses of multiple occupants. So the person will have their own bedroom, which obviously is lockable, a key, Yale lock. But they share the kitchen and the bathroom facilities with the other tenants in the property.
Okay.
Obviously we have some that are specialised for people that have drug and alcohol issues, mental health issues, learning disabilities, that sort of thing, because we wouldn't want to put someone, for example, that's just come out of rehab into a house where we know some of the other tenants drink alcohol, because obviously it's too much temptation. So and we work alongside our landlords with that to say if there's any particular issue, to make sure that accommodation is suitable.
Yeah. Okay. So what would you say is the importance of what you do to the local area?
Well, the importance is for us to obviously help refer to landlords that have accommodation, because there is a lot of people requiring accommodation in Thurrock, and there's a lack of accommodation, a serious lack of accommodation available. Obviously Thurrock Council, you have to have lived or worked here for 5 years or have a local link to get a council property now, yes. To go on the register, that's not to get a property. To actually access the housing register, to on the waiting list, you have to have lived or worked in Thurrock for 5 years.
Okay.
So there's a lot of people that obviously come to Thurrock to find work or for whatever other reason, that obviously are not eligible for a council property, then they want private rent.
Yeah.
And again, there's not enough properties in the area. And some landlords want rent in advance, deposit, they want guarantors, admin fees, and they're just, people can't afford that, especially if they're on benefits.
Okay.
So we mainly work with landlords that will accept housing benefit, and universal credit.
Okay. What would you say then are some of the biggest frustrations your organisation faces?
Well, the lack of accommodation. That's the main one. There aren't enough properties out there for the people requiring it. The cost of private rent is extortionate. It's way above the local housing allowance that they get given on benefits. So whether they're on housing benefit or universal credit housing element, it will never cover the full rent that the private landlords want. So there's always top-ups to pay, which is hard if you're on benefits. Also, the lack of somewhere to, in the old days, you could get a budget loan, etc. Everything was a lot easier, whereas now everything is harder to get. So lack of accommodation and lack of money is the main issues.
Yeah.
We also help with people on benefits, like people working can still get housing benefit towards their rent if the rents are high and they're on a low wage, and like a lot of people now on 0 hours, so they're not always guaranteed, we can assist them to make sure they are getting the correct benefit entitlement. We can help people because everything nowadays is online, and there's still a lot of people that don't have access to smartphones or computers, and especially the elderly don't always know how to use them. So we would do all the online applications for benefits and check they're getting their correct benefit, etc.
Yeah.
And we refer to places like Dial and TSIL if we believe they may be entitled to disability such as PIP, and we can refer and get an application form for them and book appointments with them to try and get some extra money due to their mental or physical disabilities.
Yeah. Okay.
So we assist with that as well.
So what would, how does your organisation get its funding?
We are funded by the lottery.
Oh, really?
Wholly funded by the lottery, yeah.
Okay.
And we have been lucky in that case. We did have our first lot of lottery funding for 3 years, and when that was exhausted, we did, as I say, struggle, but then we did get another 3 years given us by the lottery, which is not always, it doesn't always happen, so we were very lucky that we provided all the information and all the figures of what we do and how many people we've assisted, etc. And we were lucky that they give us another 3 years. Yeah.
Oh,
So it's wholly lottery funded.